Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. From a get-go, I have to confess, and I did this on multiple occasions, that the President of France, Emmanuel Macron, is not an idiot. He's a weasel, but not an idiot. I think he would almost touch, I think he's right at the border of being a good diplomat. He has logic, he has knowledge, he has charisma, and he knows how to debate. He's very, very attractive as a politician. He made some comments, and everybody from his group, they will all jump on him and will try to punch him in the nose for that. I guarantee you. I didn't read the article. I read only the title and I said, I bet that's what's going to be. And this very controversial statement coming from Emmanuel Macron. This is the title. France will not retaliate with nuclear weapons if Russia uses them in Ukraine. He's a dead man standing. This article comes from the New Voice of Ukraine from October 13th, 2022. So France will not retaliate with nuclear weapons if Russia uses them in Ukraine, Macron said. That's not what everybody else wanted to hear. And I'm quoting, these are definitely clearly, these are defined clearly and wouldn't be directly affected at all if, for example, there was a ballistic nuclear attack in Ukraine or in the region, the French president said, apparently referring to the possibility of a demonstrative nuclear strike by Russia in the Black Sea area as well as mainland Ukraine. And I'm quoting, Russia possesses nuclear weapons, as does France. Our doctrine on the subject is unambiguous. Deterrence works, end quote, Macron said. The less we talk about it, the less we blow up the threat, the more trust we gain. Too many people talk about it. Wow. So, and then again, these guys are, my opinion, I don't want to say lying, but they just, escalate the verbal spat here, because this is what they say. But it's Ukrainska Pravda, what do you want? Russian dictator Vladimir Putin, after announcing mobilization in Russia on September 21st, once again threatened Western countries with the use of nuclear weapons, saying that it was not a bluff. I don't think he mentioned that I will use nuclear weapons. What he said, and you can check and verify the translations and in English and how he said that it is that the occupied territories that conducted referenda will, once they be annexed after the referenda, if they choose to. I'm just using what he said, okay, paraphrasing, but I'm very careful not to use words that he did not use. Then those territories, those will fall under the constitution and the jurisdiction of the Russian constitution. And he said that is very clear. If they are attacked, our doctrine is very clear. We will use any means necessary, or all the means, it was all the means at our disposal to defend them. Now you say, well, that's nuclear weapons. All includes nuclear weapons, but does not specifically narrow it down to them. If you want, you can narrow it down. But it's not necessary. It's everything. It could be assassination. Why don't you talk about assassination? Political assassination. Why don't you talk about, I don't know, destroying German cities? Why don't you talk about blowing up, I don't know, London with a barrage of, or whatever, of missiles? You focus on it. He never said, we will use nuclear weapons. And he said, I'm not bluffing. That, you can say, well, that's obvious. Okay, take it however you want. I'm just saying he never used, or he didn't use, I'm going to use nuclear weapons, all these guys. Well, you can say, oh, that's what he meant. Okay, I give you that. So what? Yeah, don't go over there. They're going to blow you up. What are they going to do about it? France said, we will not use it. Nobody will use it. Nobody will use anything. They will not do anything. I'm telling you. If these guys, that's what my assessment is. If Russia uses nuclear weapons over there, and I don't think they will use. If they use it over there, everybody going to be on standby. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think that NATO countries, which are behind the whole thing in Ukraine, which is NATO, is United States, will start invading militarily Russia? Do you think that the United States is going to launch some missile strikes, nuclear missile strikes on Russian territory? Or on Russian troops over there? They said, we're going to blow everybody up. How are you going to blow everybody up? With your weapons? And how do you think Russia will react? With AK-47s and grenade with a pin? No, they're going to say, we're going to keep going. I think that's the way it would progress. And what's his name? Macron is smart enough to figure it out. And not smart enough because it's not something, oh my God, the genius, Emil, oh my God, he just told us a secret here. No. The US is developing a plan of response to any potential use of nuclear weapons by Russia. US National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby, below 86 IQ, said in an interview with CNN on October 3rd. Berlin takes Russia's dictator Vladimir Putin's threat to use nuclear weapons in Ukraine very seriously. You don't even have nuclear weapons. You have American nuclear weapons on your territories. Weasels! Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock told German newspaper. So, Germany is under occupation. We know that one. Their balls were snipped in 1945 and they will never regain them because they're gone. Anyway, at least Macron is straight. Now, Macron, unfortunately, he fell a few steps from where I thought he was as an independent, president of mighty France. When two things happened. Two things happened to him. One, he was criticized by some Ukrainians, nobodies. If you look at it, Ukraine or whatever, nobody cared about Ukraine about, 9 months ago. Didn't even know where Ukraine was on the map, let alone, anyway. So some Ukrainian weasel over there claimed, called out Macron, the president of mighty France, who was supporting them, by the way, with weapons, money and other, that what are you talking to Putin? Why are you talking to Putin so much? He didn't say don't talk to him. How come you're talking to Putin? You talk too much with Putin. You know what Macron did? Instead of saying, je m'en fous, leave my little friend off, he didn't talk to Putin for about 2 months and a half. 2 months and a half. So what does that tell you? It's not because Ukrainians, it's because the masters of the Ukrainians. He didn't care about those guys. That's the first one. And the other one was, again, some weasels over there in the Ukrainian leadership called Macron again and France. You don't give us enough weapons. What's up with that? You lag behind like United States and Great Britain. What's wrong? You owe us. Give us protection here. And what did France do? Okay guys, let's go. We're called out by Ukraine. So those two, for me, proved Macron is not his own man. He is on other people's payroll. And he is not. He might be smart, he might be charismatic, he might be diplomatic, but he's a scaredy cat. He still follows a lot of orders. And from whom? Coming from whom? That's even embarrassing. I'm surprised that French mass media, who's with, did not call him out. Like, what are you talking about, Macron? Nah, it's this frenzy. And he had to fall in line. Back in line. Clip. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.